Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to BWTM. We are live, and we will be doing the Burns versus Julius Indongo fight live commentary coming up. Thank you all for joining us for this live commentary tonight. Just a few things I will come on the camera later after the commentary, so don't worry, I will be on. I've got the wrong camera up at the moment. I'll get it fixed up. Hope you all are well. We've got a massive few weeks coming up of boxing, eh? Ah, dear. So I've already got people in the room. Mikey says, evening, mate. Indongo within 6 for me. And Mark Ratcliffe says, Indongo needs a KO to win. I backed Ratcliffe for Burns on points 9-1 and got robbed. Yeah, I think so. I think if it's close, I think Indongo will lose on points. So he's going to have to knock Ricky Burns out, which is not going to be easy. The Scotsman's as tough as they come. What I can say is whenever you see something like when you fight, no disrespect to Ricky Burns or anybody who's been beaten, once a guy's been beaten, there's always a formula for how to beat him. That sounds kind of really like Mayweather-like, but it's true. Once a guy's been beaten more than once, beaten once, twice, 3 times in his career, there is a way and a formula to beat them. So you can always go back and tape and see generally how to beat them. In Dogo, we know really nothing about. What we do know, we know he's unbeaten, and we know he can punch. And the guy he fought last fight he had was highly rated and got cracked out in a round. So it's either one or two things: that guy doesn't have a great chin, or that guy doesn't have a great chin, and Indongo is a huge puncher, and Indongo caught him, or Indongo is a big puncher, and Ricky Burns needs to be careful tonight. Ricky Burns is not the most difficult guy to hit, and I've always felt that his skills could be polished up a bit more. But you know, one thing you got to say about Ricky Burns, he's got big heart, and big engine. Means that he can do the 12 rounds, and he can come back in fights. You know, he can do that. So even though when his jaw was broken against I forget the fellow's name again, and I should Ray Beltran, he broke his jaw, and I predicted to people that Ray Beltran would come over and beat Ricky Burns. I also said that Crawford would come across and beat Ricky Burns. As you move up in weight, you know you don't have that same physical presence as you would do in the lower weight categories. So for Burns has moved up and moved down in weight, I don't know with him. He's a little older now. So it's going to be interesting to see what Burns brings tonight. Mikey said, I thought Rake beat Burns with a bit in hand, but Burns is here saying he's confident and he's had his mojo back, but he's lost, which he did. He'd be saying his career's over. I saw clips of him dog at lower level, and he seems to be able to crack hard. I see him walking Burns one to one. Wouldn't be surprised if this ended like Tete Butler. Could possibly be. I mean, we know that Indongo hasn't been beaten, and Ricky Burns isn't a one-punch knockout artist. So if Burns is going to beat Indongo, he's going to have to grind him down, unless Indongo doesn't carry a big punch. So you know, so it's a case of whether it's a couple of cases here. Like I said, Indongo, does he carry a big? He carries a big punch, but does he rely on that punch? If he's one of these guys that relies on his big punch against someone like Burns, who can absorb a good shot, and it's at what level are you a big puncher? You can be a big puncher at domestic level. You can be a big puncher at European level. But when you get to world level, it's hard to nail guys. But I like Indongo. He's got long arms. He's tall. He's rangy. So if he can box, that's something else he adds to his arsenal. And I don't think, when I look at Ricky Burns, I don't say, Ricky Burns, boxer, win on points. When I look at Ricky Burns, I say, tough, gritty sort of brawler I don't know. I don't see him as a guy who boxes his way to 12-round victories against better opposition. I just see a guy who's very tough and very strong, very durable, and his heart and his guts and his sheer will to win overpowers and overwhelms opponents, and his good work rate. That's when I look at Ricky Burns. Yeah, got a decent enough jab, but he makes a lot of fundamental mistakes. Burns again, but what he lacks in boxing ability he makes up for in tons of world-class heart and guts. And that's what it is. And of course, he's at home in Scotland. So if the fight goes to points, you know, you would look to Ricky Burns win. So we're going to see. Relic was a 21-fight novice and was outboxing Burns. Where was Burns' work rate versus Ricky in rounds 1 to 6 got dominated? You could say that, but I also look at Burns and confidence. That's another thing as well. So his confidence now, he's got his world title. That's another thing. He does walk back in straight lines. I've said this before. That's how I knew Ray Beltran was going to caught him. Was going to catch him, which he did. A lot of people saying he wasn't going to do that. So let me get until I keep talking. Yep, they're showing the preview to Joshua versus Klitschko. I tell you what, on April the 29th, there's going to be either one or two things. There's going to be a lot of people crying, Joshua fans, or there's going to be a lot of people excited and over the moon. So Anthony Joshua on April 29th, you know, he's got it all to do against Vladimir Klitschko. Before that, previewing Sam Sheedy, the middleweight from Sheffield, who's going to be fighting against Rashid for the vacant Commonwealth title in Sheffield at Bramall Lane. May I remind you, Bramall Lane, the same place that Kell Brook will be defending his IBF title against hot prospect Errol Spence Jr. We've got exclusive interview with Errol Spence's trainer, Derek James. Oh, I think it's time. I think it's time for the big fight. So let's move on. But yeah, Derek James is on the channel, so check it out. And Sam Sheedy preparing for his big fight, Commonwealth title fight. We've got that as well on the channel. You're listening to BWTM, and now the champion, Indongo, big smile on his face, dressed in blue. He's pretty confident. I don't know much about Indongo in terms of how long he was over in the country. Yeah, he's got some supporters from whichever part of Africa he's from. I'll see what I'm not sure. But there he comes to the ring now. Indongo walking to the ring, nodding, smiling. And there's some people cheering. I think, again, it's people from his own country or his own little fan base. But he obviously wanted the Burns fight. So things you ask yourself is, how long was Indongo over in the gym? Was he over a week, 2 weeks? I don't know all this stuff. So all that stuff will play a part. But he seems pretty confident. Pretty confident. Here comes Ricky Burns, dressed in the army, camouflage army top. You see, the thing is about Ricky Burns, if you remember a few years ago when Burns left Warren and went to Hearn, and then, you know, obviously Warren sued him and all that money went for Burns. And a lot of people said he's going to retire and he looked shot. He's come back. And to be fair, I'll tell you something, Ricky Burns has told his whole career around. He get faith in himself when a lot of people would have lost faith in Ricky Burns. And for that, you've got to give him all the credit in the world. Really. You really have. Mikey says, Crawford was always going to beat him too. Love Indongo's team, always smiling, but have a serious look when it matters. The look of a team know that they're destined for victory. Those supporters remind me of Makabu's supporters of Goodison's, haha. Indongo was over just before fight week. Nah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I like to see champions over here, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month beforehand. I know that can be expensive on their team, you know, finding a gym and renting all that stuff out. But at the end of the day, I think if you're a champion at that level, at world class level, you need to be over at least 2 weeks. Get your body acclimatized and all the rest of it. I think it's really important. I hope Indongo hasn't come over and hasn't got any sort of colds or flus or bugs like that. We want the best Indongo, obviously. And for Ricky Burns, it's a great opportunity for him to make history. Of course, people will, you know, it's a unification. Look, watch this. It's a unification bout, right? And it's on, Sky Sports. And it's like a normal night. And it's in unification bout. Oh, Indongo's 34 years old. Let's look at this. 5'10" each. Indongo's got an 1.5 inch extra reach. Now the knockout. He's had 21 fights, 113 rounds, 52 KO. percentage. Burns 47 fights, 30 percentage KO. But remember, Burns has fought on a much higher level. This is for WBA and IBF super lightweight titles. This is a unification bout, and you may as well just been another Saturday night. You know, it means a lot to people in Scotland. Tremendous. And wherever Jim Watt is at the moment, I'm sure he's going to be tuning in. This is Reckless from Ricky. I hope Ricky does well for himself tonight. I really do. It'd be really great for him to be a unified champion, to come back from where he's come back from. It would be great for Ricky. And we still don't know how good Indongo is. It's kind of a no-win situation. If Ricky gets chinned by Indongo, we say, well, okay, Ricky was coming to the end of his career. If Ricky wins the fight, then people are going to say, well, Indongo wasn't that really good. So it's one of them, you know, you can't really say what's what, you know, but we know, like I said, Indongo can punch. If Indongo is just a one-punch knockout artist and he can't get Ricky Burns out of there in the first 4 or 5 rounds, then we're going to see what Indongo does later down the stretch, and whether Ricky can match that. You know, again, we're going to know in the first couple of rounds what happens in this bout. It's going to be very important. The first 3 rounds are going to be important. What happens when Indongo lands on Ricky Burns? Very important. So I'm intrigued to see what happens. I think the national anthems are being played at the moment. So the Scottish national anthem has been played now, which is fantastic. The bagpipes a lot. And Ricky Burns has got a little smile on his face. But if Indongo wants to know if he can crack, he really can punch, then, you know, Ricky Burns is your test. Remember Rocky Martinez, who could punch a bit, and Ricky Burns did a number on him. So, and Martinez was quite highly rated at the time. So, who knows? But of course, if Ricky Burns were to win this fight, historically, it'd be great for him, Scotland and all the rest of it. GGG flew over late for Brooke. You can get jet lag indeed. Indongo's trainer reminds me of Don Charles. Evening, Mr. P. O'Neill. Scottish fans are annoying. I don't be like that. Come on. Oh, by the way, those people who are tuning in to watch the fight, let's give you guys and girls from around the world, welcome to BWTM. Burns v Indongo live. Let's give you all a round of applause. Let's get into this. Okay. The fight is going to get announced now. Here we go. Indongo. The smile on the face seems to be disappearing now, which is all good. I wonder what was going through Ricky Burns' mind during that time where, you know, he was reportedly broke, and you know how he held it together. That would have been an interesting story to cover, how he held it together and kept boxing and got himself out the situation that he was in, where a lot of fighters would have given up, and he just kept going. I mean, when he went over to America and they said he was going to get absolutely hammered, I'll tell you what, I still would like to see back then at lightweight division, Broner versus Burns. I still would like to see that fight. Here we go. I think, to me, it looks like they're about to announce the 2 fighters. Just waiting for them to announce the fighters now. What's taking so long? Is that O'Hara Davies in the background? It looks like O'Hara Davies in the background. I wonder what O'Hara Davies is thinking to himself. One day this could be me. Maybe. Right, the camera's flicking back and forth. You'd have thought they'd announced the names by now. Right, that smile of Indongo seems to have all this gone now. Okay. Ringside, Howard Foster, Torres and a guy from Poland called Lezik Janowak. I just hope, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, my friend. Jose Roberto Torres. Tier 3 judges. And the referee for tonight's fight is Steve Gray from England. Let's give Mr. Steve Gray a round of applause. Okay, now it's the main event of the evening. The Scottish crowd are excited. I wonder how many Scottish people actually know how good or how bad Indongo is, or if they have a clue who Indongo is. I wonder if they've come on the premise that Indongo is just another guy. 21 fights, 21 wins, 11 by KO, and no losses. It's the IBF champion of the world, Julius Indongo. And he's got another belt as well, but I can't tell what the other belt is. Somebody please help me out. I don't want to say the wrong belt and then I get slammed afterwards for it. That's it. It's got an interesting sort of, like he's shoveling an imaginary shovel as his sort of pose, as they call his name out. And here we go. Here's Ricky Burns. Bouncing from left to right. On the Scottish national hero, he's got to be. Such a humble guy. I mean, he really is humble, working in a sports shop. 47 fights, 41 wins, 14 by KO, 5 losses, and 1 draw. All the way from Scotland, in his hometown. Well, you think it's his hometown. Ricky Burns! Yeah, I've probably done it before the announcers done it, but there you go. We get on with it. It's the IBF and IBO. Thank you very much, Indongo. Watch my channel, guys. I will do. 14 wins, 14 KOs and 41 wins. I thought it was higher. Nah, Burns can't punch for toffees. Where can I watch the fight? He's worked in a sports shop until 2 years ago, I'm sure. Yes, that's true. Yeah, he seems a nice enough guy, Burns. If anyone wants to use to stay humble, I think it should be Ricky Burns, not Anthony Joshua. Personal opinion, of course. There we go. Kevin Mitchell in the corner as well. Very nice. I said to a lot of people that that Ricky Burns was going to stop Kevin Mitchell, and they laughed at me. They weren't laughing afterwards. Big fight for Ricky, of course. He may just, you know, really big fight like this, maybe really, I don't know, bring the best out of him, whatever the best of Ricky Burns actually is. For the first 6 rounds, he wants to make sure he doesn't get tagged, Ricky. As we mentioned before, he does move back in straight lines, and he is easy to time with a right hand. So, you know, when Indongo's got an extra 1.5 inch reach, is he going to use that to his advantage? The key thing for me is how good is Indongo's jab? And will he be right hand happy? We'll see. I don't think, to my knowledge, Ricky Burns has been knocked out in his career. Knocked down. Here we go. Round 1. Indongo looks like it's a southpaw. Burns the orthodox. Oh dear. And Burns and Indongo stretching the left hand out, using the jab to the body. Big right hand, big left hand over top. Burns, right hand from Burns. And Indongo's holding. Indongo bouncing back and forth, using a high right jab and looking to follow up with that big left hand behind it. Indongo, big, wide stance, swings an ugly looking straight left hand. And again, Burns on the back foot, tucking up and on the back foot. Well, you can see what strategy is here. But engage him early. Big overhand left and another left and a right. Indongo's going straight forward for it. He's just letting his shots go. He doesn't care. He's just tracking Burns, following him round the ring, and using the gangly size that he has, trying to trap Burns on the ropes. Burns on the back foot, the experienced pro that he is just tucking up. I guess he just wants to see how hard Indongo actually punches. Well, I think experience could come in well here for this fight tonight with Burns and Indongo, because Indongo, although he's got that knockout, a good right hand there from Burns. Timing Indongo is coming in. The heads clash. Referee warns them, Steve Gray. Indongo bouncing back and forth, wide stance. Pouring the right jab. Trying to measure Burns, that straight left hand. Burns moving around the ring, catching the straight left on his gloves, and again catches it. Indongo trying to nail Burns. Burns moving from left to right. Hit with a straight left hand. Burns takes it. To absorb that, Burns is still moving back and forth. Every so often, Burns is hitting with a straight right hand, and Indongo's not blocking the straight right hand, but Burns is landing. Jab to the body from Burns. Burns less backing up now coming slightly forward now. Does he feel confident he can take the Indongo power early? So he's coming forward now, backing up. Just every time Indongo throws the left, straight left, and again another straight left hand. The straight left hand keeps finding Ricky Burns, but Ricky Burns is tucking up well, and he's hitting the left hand. He's hitting the guy through the guard. I do hope Indongo's got more of a repertoire than this. He just seems the left hand, the straight left hand, a wild straight left hand, of course, and a cuffing left hand around the guard of Burns. Burns is blocking a lot of these shots. You have to say that was an Indongo round in terms of punches that were landed. Interesting. Very interesting. You have to give Indongo that first round just on pure work rate. No, I don't particularly. I'm not a big Sims fan. That left hand of Indongo's is what I'm watching. And my feeling is that if Indongo catches Burns clean and he feels that he can take the power, you're going to see Burns coming forward more. But my suspicion is I think what they're going to do is trying to take Indongo into the second half of the fight and then put the foot on the gas and try and stop him late. That's what I think they're going to try and do. I could be wrong. But smart from Burns, not getting engaged too much and just using the odd straight right hand, which is the perfect shot for the southpaw, and stinging Indongo. Let's see, round two. Burns comes with a straight right hand, but misses. Indongo again, looking busy. You know who Indongo, his straight left hand, I'm not trying to bring comparisons there. The way Indongo sometimes throws that straight left hand is, and the way he bounces, it's like a poor man's version of Pacquiao. He's got the same sort of zippy movement as Pacquiao, if you watch Pacquiao carefully. But he's like a gangly version of Pacquiao, bouncing in and out, the way he throws the straight left, the right jab. Watch carefully. His movements are very Pacquiao-like. You see that? Watch him, like Pacquiao. In and out, and bounces similar like Pacquiao as well. Yeah, he moves like very much like Pacquiao. But of course, Pacquiao's more polished as a fighter, and it isn't as gangly as Indongo, and not as polished as it. You know, Pacquiao obviously more polished than Indongo, but Indongo's got that same sort of movement. It's just that Indongo's more gangly. Even the way Indongo, he must be a Pacquiao fan, Indongo. He must do. He must watch a lot of Pacquiao. Even the way he puts his hands back down by his sides. If you watch Indongo, actually, if Burns camp are smart, they'll see it before Indongo throws a shot. He does a sort of Pacquiao thing as well. He bounces in before he throws a shot. Watch him carefully. There he is. He's going to land up a shot. He's going to lay up a shot. He'll make a movement first, bounce in, and then throw a shot. Watch him. Watch him. Watch him. There you go. There it is. He bounces in. Now, Indongo, when he bounces in and throws his straight left hand, I want viewers to watch, if you can watch it, watch Indongo as he bounces in. He leaves his whole face exposed. So if Burns can time him right as he's coming in with that straight left hand, straight left hand, he actually can get caught over the top with a right hand. If Burns times it right as Indongo's coming in, it makes the punch a lot more effective. So Burns just has to kind of wait for Indongo come, let him throw his left hand, step back, and then crack the right hand over the top. That would be the strategy for me against Indongo at the moment. And as Burns sees him about to bounce in, either shift to the left or shift to the right. Don't stand in front of Indongo. Give him the moving target. Burns is not jumping around as much in this round. Ndongo's using a lot of energy up. I think, wasting a lot of energy in Ndongo. He's bouncing up and down, bouncing up and down. And Burns is just keeping his energy, you know, like experienced pro, not wasting a lot of energy. You'd give that to Ndongo around as well. But again, Ndongo's not doing anything too explosive. He's throwing his shots. But I'd give it to Ndongo because he's doing more. But Burns isn't doing much. He's not putting out a lot of punches. For me, it looks to me that Burns is going to look to take this fight into the second half. Has Burns even got stamina to go down the stretch and tire Ndongo out? Interesting. I think Ndongo's going to gas. Ndongo has decent footwork. Burns can't set his feet often. At the moment, I think he's going to gas. Good point, Ingram. And the way Ndongo threw his left hand was how Pac-Man did Hatton. Same dimensions, exactly. The Burns camp aren't that smart, Ingram. 2-0 Ndongo. These fighters tend to be very fit and strong, though, Ingram. I believe Ndongo has good stamina. Burns cannot win at this range. He certainly can't win at this range. Burns has got to close the range down. But I tell you something now. If Ndongo cannot hurt Ricky Burns, he's going to have problems in his hands. Simply because I know he can bounce up and down like this all the time, but this is a championship fight against an experienced fighter. You know, so I'm not sure about Ndongo down the stretch yet. Oh, you see that straight right hand I just spoke about there? Ndongo got hit with it. So again, another right hand by Burns. Good shots from Burns this round. Straight right hand, as I said. Ndongo, as he comes, Ndongo strikes me as a guy who, watch again, when he throws his shots, he brings it back down by his waist. So when he brings it down by his waist, he's vulnerable. If Burns can time this guy carefully, he can drop this guy with a right hand. I'm telling you. Because what's going to happen is Ndongo will slow down. And it's when you slow down, that's when you start getting hit with full flush punches. Because to be honest, yeah, Ndongo's thrown a combination there. Burns has called it. No problems. Ndongo's not. See, and the thing is, Ndongo's not mixing his punches up at the moment. He's just throwing punches. He's throwing punches, but he's not. It's no sort of planning or strategizing how he's hitting Burns. He's coming in the same way all the time. Very predictable. Straight left hand, bounce, bounce, bounce. Straight left hand. It's very predictable what Ndongo's doing. There's no variety yet, and Burns has now let another right hand go. For me, in this round, Burns has landed the right hands. He's landed better shots this round. The more telling shots. Again, another right hand. And another right hand from Burns. This is going to be a Burns round. It's going to be interesting what happens when Burns starts to walk Ndongo back. What he does. I think Burns can actually start walking Ndongo back. Because I don't actually think Ndongo, I know you say everyone thinks he's fit. I don't know if Ndongo can fight 12 rounds like this without getting hit with that straight right hand persistently. Because he's not defensively responsible. Catches Burns again with a straight left hand, but again, Burns is getting confident. Burns is actually landing that right hand more. And Burns is catching all these shots. And none of the shots he's landed, even from the first round, have bothered Burns, to be honest. As Burns is doing a really interesting thing. When Ndongo's throwing his shots and leaning in, Burns is just taking a step back or taking a step to the side. Watch him carefully. T pulls back. But Ndongo's, again, Burns is pulling straight back. And you see Ndongo's just throwing the left hand. Good right hand there from Burns. They tie up. If Ndongo would throw a straight left hand and follow up with a right hook, that'd be interesting. But he's not doing that. He's not throwing a combination of punches. I give that round to Ricky Burns simply because he's throwing the cleaner, sharper, harder right hands through the middle. And Indongo, every time Indongo is getting caught with the right hand, he's not making any adjustments. And it's things that he should look at through the fight and think, okay, he's not making an adjustment with that straight right hand. So, and he's doing the same things all the time. So I'm going to give that round to Burns. That's a 2-1 up for Indongo. But I think Burns can turn this fight around. And if it keeps going like this, I think Burns can win this. Indongo looks slower and throwing less. Better round for Burns. Strap season, Adam says. Indongo looks like he's punching through treacle or something. Indeed. I think Indongo may have fought a guy. I don't know much about Indongo, again. But the impression I'm getting from Indongo is that he's used to hitting guys with his power and guys falling over. But to be fair, 21 fights and 11 KOs, he's not that big a puncher. So you've got to ask yourself, the guy that he knocked out was highly rated. Maybe he didn't have a chin. Or maybe he got caught cold. Who knows? Round 4. Burns more on the front foot this round. Still landing that straight right hand. You know what? I tell you something. I think Burns could actually. I think Burns can hurt Indongo with this straight right hand. You know, if he times it right, I think he can hurt Indongo. But Indongo hasn't shown me anything else. He's still bouncing around. Still bouncing around. But he's not showing me anything else. He's not showing me a double jab, a right hand, a left hand on the top there, stretching. A lot of fencing in this round so far. Guys missing shots, both guys. See, if I were Indongo, I'd be concerned that Ricky Burns has stopped running around the ring. He's now holding his feet and looking for opportunities. It looks like what Burns is going to try and do is try and catch and shoot. He's going to catch the shots that Indongo throws, move forward with it, and land his own straight right hand. I'd like to see Burns put the right hand left hook combination together on Indongo. For Indongo, I'd like to see him double up the jabs. I'm seeing Burns trying to put a combination together here. Burns is holding his feet more. So he obviously feels that Indongo hasn't got the power to tremendously to bother him. Good straight right hand there from Burns. Another straight right hand from Burns. Indongo throws a combination. Burns catches it. See, again, Indongo just throws a straight left hand. That's it. If Burns is smart, like I said, when Indongo throws that straight left hand, he can come back with his own straight. Is it the left hook he can come back with? Or is it the right? Let me think. Yeah, he can come. If Burns is to throw the right hand left hook combination, so Indongo throws his straight left, and then Burns comes over the top of a right hand left hook combination. I'll be telling him right hand left hook combination, son. Indongo's missing a lot this round. Missing a lot this round. Burns is just stepping back, catching the shots. So Indongo's throwing a lot of shots, but Burns is just catching it. Catching. So yes, Indongo's work rate is higher than Burns in terms of throwing punches. But in terms of landing shots, I can't. And Burns is actually finding it difficult to put combination together at the moment. What are you going to score that for? You're going to score it for Indongo, who threw a lot of shots, but a lot of shots were being caught. I don't know how you score that round. How would you score that round, people? Indongo has slowed. Burns can't get on the inside to work the body more. We expect that later rounds. Like I said, during the latest IFL interview, Eddie Hearn said Indongo has a full English breakfast this morning. LOL. You know, some people just talk for the sake of talking. You know that. You should know that by now. Yeah, I know he's forcing a fight Indongo. I don't think he can fight 12 rounds like that. Let's see what he does. Once his fight slows down, as soon as his fight slows down, this is Burns' fight. I'm telling you. Okay. Again, and now the Sky commentary has picked up the Burns straight right hand. Because before the first couple of rounds, Indongo was finding a place for he's finding a home for that left hand. Now, Burns is fighting a place, a home for that right hand. He needs to fire home for that right hand left hook combination. I tell you, the right hand left hook combination is the key. And if good right hand there from Burns. And Indongo felt that one. You see, when again, if Burns in his camp can see right here, Indongo's putting his hands back down by the sides. Watch carefully. He puts his hand back down by the sides. Was that a nice combination there from Indongo? Burns backing up. No, he's on his toes again. No worries. Indongo just trying to track Burns with her left hand now. Hits Burns again with the left hand. Burns just tracking, but just dancing back. I think Ricky's got to step. If he wants to win this fight, he's got to put his hands up and actually move forward. Actually move forward with Indongo and push Indongo onto the back foot. Throw that right hand and throw the right hand left hook combination. Here goes Indongo around. I don't know if he thinks he's hurt Burns. Burns is backing up. Indongo's chasing around the ring now. Burns just bouncing, back and forth. Indongo chasing Burns around the ring. Did he hit him with a body shot or anything? Was Burns just letting him soak up all these shots? Is Burns just soaking these shots up or what? Because I didn't see anything particularly that hurt Burns. Or was he hurt? I can't tell. Burns is allowing Indongo this round to just come forward and throw a lot of shots. It's definitely Indongo round for sure. So Burns has to really close this guy down. He really has. To put his hands up, catch him when he throws a straight left hand, throw his right hand and left hook. I'd like to see Burns throw some shots to the body as well. When Indongo drops his hands, which he does in a rhythm, he drops his hands. When he drops his hands, that's when he's vulnerable because he's got to pick his hands back up to defend or pick his hands back up to throw a shot. Burns' team should be telling him, listen, when he drops his hand down by side, step in and throw a combination like that. As soon as Indongo drops his hands, he'll bounce, he'll drop his hands down inside, Manny Pacquiao style. Drops his hands down by side. When his hands drop by the side, he's vulnerable. Step in with a combination. That's when you got to hit Indongo. To be said, Ndongo's done the same thing from round 1 to round 12. Well, not round 12, but he seems like he's going to do the same thing from round 1 to round 12. Same thing. Burns needs to start digging some of them body shots in, I'm telling you. Because if he doesn't start digging them body shots in, he's not going to slow Indongo down. Good right hand there from Burns. End of the round. Work rate is with Indongo. And Burns slumps back to his corner. I don't know what happened there. He slumped back to his corner. He looked absolutely exhausted the way he went back to the corner. I don't know if he was defeated. I don't know if he felt defeated or he was hurt. He just slumped back in the corner. It wasn't the sort of body language of a guy that feels he can do 12 rounds or feels that he's in control of the fight. He just slumped back to the corner. Not the sort of body language I want to be seeing from my world champion. Let me see. Did he get hurt, caught with a good shot in the hand? Yes, he did. He got caught with a good left hand. Watch it again. Bang, the left hook. Or the straight left hand. Pacquiao style. Let's watch again. Left hand. There you go. So Burns was hurt in the round. I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell. It was a nice left hand from Indongo. I hope he ain't broke Burns' jaw again. I think he's got to push Indongo back. Nullify the guy's punching power. He's got to push Indongo back. He's allowing, and the thing is, he's allowing Indongo to use the full reach, the full extension at 71.5 inch advantage. And Burns is just staying back in him all the time. Well, now he's got to close the range down, stop Indongo doing that, getting on the front foot. He's hitting him with straight right hands and walking him back. He's got to start walking Indongo back. Because the more he allows Indongo to get into this sort of rhythm that he's got here, Indongo's going to run away with the fight. Honestly. Because he's not doing anything to slow Indongo down. He's allowing Indongo to fight the way he wants to fight. Burns not trying to rough up Indongo or land body shots or do something different. Has Indongo changed? Has he changed? Yeah, it looks like he's gone. I thought he went orthodox for a second. Has he gone orthodox now? Or has he gone back southpaw? But he's gone out. He's southpaw. You can't be letting a guy like Indongo counter punch you. Come on, man, Ricky. Oh, God. Where's your double jab, son? Where's your double jab and stepping in? Good shots there from Burns. Where's your combination, son? Just where's your step in? Double jab, step in. Double jab, step in, and let the right hand down the pipe. Why aren't you not doing that? Although it's easy for me to say because I'm not getting hit with them shots. Burns just can't stand in front of Indongo and do nothing because he's going to lose his title. Yeah, Burns hasn't tried to force the fight and force him back. We're in round 6 and Burns. Oh, good right hand there for Burns. He hasn't really. Indongo has dominated most of the round. Good little combination in from Burns. Good right hand again from Burns. Another straight right hand from Burns. I don't understand why Burns is not feinting, doubling up the jab, feinting with the right hand, throwing left hook instead. I don't know why. I haven't seen Burns throw much of a left hook in this fight. When Burns comes forward, when he comes forward, he's a bit clumsy. He's got caught that left hand when he's coming forward. Jeez, he's just like walking straight forward. There's no art in what Ricky Burns is doing to try and come forward and throw shots. Jeez. And what is Sims telling him in the corner? Look, it's showing replay, yeah? See, Indongo did something different there. Burns stood right in front of Indongo. Indongo threw the uppercut and threw punch around the side. See, now why would you throw a punch and then stand in front of the guy for him to stand right in front of you, tuck up and let a guy hit you? I mean, I understand that. 3 shots, get to the sides. What do these guys do in training camps? I do wonder. We'll cut the electricity. This carries on. Remember when I said Nurse beats Burns all day long? He's all wrong for him. Yeah, probably is. Sky with 4 rounds. I wouldn't have 4 rounds to Indongo. They haven't got 4 rounds to Burns. I hope not. Okay, round 7. Oh, wow. They've given Indongo every single round. Well, I can't see that somehow. Don't know how they worked that one out. Well, Sky have it unanimously for Indongo at the moment. I don't see the fight that way at all. I mean, what a Sky count now. There's a Sky. All the shots that Ricky's catching on the arms and the gloves. Good right hand there from Burns. Like I said, if Burns if Burns is going to knock out Indongo, it's going to be a right hand, straight right hand down the pipe. But I think a right hand left hook combination unlocks it for him. He's got to throw the right hand left hook combination. He can't just keep running in straight lines and just throwing punches. He's got to think about what he's doing. There's no thought process with Ricky Burns. When he comes forward, he leaves himself off balance. Look at this. Look at what is Burns doing? I mean, what is he doing in training camp? This is a guy who's a world champion, and you can't set up an attack going forward. I don't understand it. Good straight left out there from Indongo. That was a good shot. Good right hand there for. See, Burns is like I said in the beginning of this. Burns is about heart and guts, world class heart and guts and durability. don't rate his boxing skills. I never have done. I just say it's his heart and his guts and his will to win is what wins him fights. But at the top level, that's not enough. Is that enough against Indongo? Well, it's round 7. And I don't think Burns has done enough in terms of body work to slow Indongo down. And now he looks kind of desperate coming forward, throwing shots off balance. The way Burns is now coming forward, throwing these shots like this, he's going to get knocked over. I swear it. Early on, I thought that Burns' straight right hand would have been key. But the way Burns is coming forward like this, if anyone's going to tie it now, it looks like Burns is the one that will tire, and Burns will be the one who'll get knocked over. Because Burns looks like he's run out of ideas. I don't think Burns is going to do anything different. If anything now, Indongo's got a chance to stop Burns, I think. You know, there's a point in a fight where one guy breaks another guy's will. I think it's coming with Indongo here with Burns. Unless Burns can do something in the next round or two, look at these Scottish fans. They are cheering for Burns. I tell you, you had the Sky Sports commentary team actually saying that their guy was, what, 8, 9 rounds down. I'm sure they won't be cheering. They'll probably be writing in the arena. There's no thought process with Burns because there's no brain cells working. Indongo is the future. He's going to beat Crawford to a pulp, this kid. He's incredibly talented. I don't know about that. I don't think he's that. I think he's good, but Crawford's another level. You're talking about Crawford's going to give his movement. He can give southpaw, orthodox, and Crawford can punch. I don't think so. I think Indongo's a good fighter, but Indongo doesn't beat Crawford. You're talking a different class. Different class. And see Indongo getting caught there by Burns. Crawford's going to hit him. He's going to hit him hard. You forget Crawford can punch, yeah? Crawford can box orthodox, southpaw. Different class. Different class. Here we go. Round 8. Burns has got to come up with something different. I mean, he's got to come up with something different. Because what is Tony Sims actually saying in the corner to this guy? I mean, what is he saying? Just keep rushing forward? What's the game plan? Double up your jab? Let him come to you? You go to him? Tuck up tight and go? At least, I know a lot of people slam Joe Gallagher, yeah? But I'll tell you something. For the Joe Gallagher start tonight, tuck up tight, move forward, left hook to the body. At least he'd be throwing a left hook to the bloody body. At least he'd be throwing a left hook to the body. That's what's missing again from Burns tonight as well. Normally he lands good body shots. He needs to start throwing body shots. See what that frame's like throwing body shots. I don't get it. You get hit inside by tucking up and doing nothing, right? When you're inside, why can't you not throw an uppercut of your own? Look, just stands there. I don't get it. I think Burns really struggling with Indongo's reach, his movement. And he hits hard enough for Ricky to respect him. I wonder if he broke Ricky's jaw again. I do wonder. Nice little fight. Ricky tries to throw a combination there, but it's all scrappy. Good straight left hand there from Indongo. If I said to you, Indongo has done exactly the same thing from round 1 to round 8, but just at a slower pace, would you believe me? Well, that's it. Tell you what, Indongo can stop Ricky Burns tonight, I'm telling you. Ricky Burns is backing up again. Good shot. Right, left, right. Burns backs up. Indongo's chasing him now. Burns backs the ropes. Another straight left hand. Burns backing up again. Indongo should go for this, you know. Indongo, left hand, he should go for it. Burns is hurt again. He's backing up. Dancing out of the way. Another straight left hand. Good straight left hand there from Indongo to Burns. And another left right hand there. Burns tries to fight back. I tell you something. Another straight left hand. Burns backing up again. Good combination there from Indongo. Burns backs up, hands down by side. Indongo just walking him down now. Just walking him down. End of the round. See something. Burns slouches back to the corner again. Something is not right in that corner. No body shots from Burns. It keeps getting stung every time he comes in. I don't know what Sims is whispering in his ear. Just make 12 rounds, mate. Just get to the 12 rounds. All you need to get to 12 rounds, you'll get the fight on points. Just do 12 rounds. Just get to 12 rounds, mate. Just keep walking in straight lines. Keep getting tagged with it, right? And when you get in close, just keep putting your hands up. See it? It's all right. Don't worry. It's like, oh dear. Oh dear. My God, just pull Burns out. The straight left in the fifth looked hurtful. I wonder if his jaws broke too. Love your channel, man. You're top man. Defo a subby after this. Thank you very much, Tony. Burns could be shot. Very gun shy tonight. Well, you'd be gun shy if you're getting caught with those shots. If I were getting caught with the shots that Burns been getting caught with, I'd be bloody gun shy too. In fact, you're saying he's gun shy. You're suggesting that Burns actually had a gun. Oh dear. Burns coming forward now. He looks a bit more positive in his run. He looks like he's gritting his teeth and he's coming forward. Well, he started, but I think if Indongo stings him again, he'll soon change his ideas. Oh, lower left hand. Oh, Burns backing up. That got hurt again. Do you know what it was? I'll tell you what happened there. It was like Burns said, let's have it. And he came forward, and then Indongo said, oh, you want it? I'll give you something. And he hit him with a left hand. And of course, he got hit with the left hand, and Burns went, uh-oh. Okay, maybe that's not such a good strategy. Let me try it. Let me try it again. So, okay. Where's your double jab? Where's your good shots from Burns there? A bit scrappy. He's got Indongo on the ropes for the first time. But it's nothing to be too concerned about in terms of Indongo's corner. Oh, good left hand again from Indongo. See, Burns is in a dodgy position here. If he comes forward and tries to take Indongo out, he himself will then get walking on something, getting himself knocked out. But at the same time, if he sits back, he allows Indongo to dominate. There is an argument to say that Indongo has outworked Ricky Burns to this fight, and you could say he has. Now, if I was looking at both guys, if I'm honest with you, Indongo doing exactly what he's done from round one in round 9. I can't say anything different. And Burns is just, to me, I'm not being funny about Ricky Burns. He just looks to me a guy. There we go. He's gonna try and get lucky. And what I mean by try and get lucky is I don't think he believes he can win this fight. I think he just hopes that he'll get lucky landing a shot and rushing from that. Otherwise, I'm gonna go to 12 rounds and make sure I don't get knocked out. That's what it looks to me. That's what I'm going 12 rounds and I'm gonna make sure I don't get knocked out. Walking away, slumping back to the corner. That can't be right. You've got Ahara Davis there and sharing his views on the fight. Another guy, in my opinion, who is defensively irresponsible, but has got a very good attack. See, if you look at the round again, Indongo is he's landing the right hand. He's got a little right hand he throws over the top. He's got a straight left hand and he throws a right hook over the top. The right hook is causing Ricky Burns all sorts of problems as well. Round 10. I don't quite know what to tell Ricky Burns now, to be honest. I tell you what I tell you what I would do to Ricky. Actually, tell Ricky, I'll tell him to step around the left hand. All right, okay, we know he's good with his left hand. Let's step around the left hand. Let's move towards the left hand, which means move towards the left hand. Okay, and then move away from the left hand. So let's give him something different to look at. Let's at least try something different. Let's move towards the right hook more. Or let's try and slip inside. When he throws his left hand, let's try and catch him after he throws his left hand. Let's feint a little bit more. Let's feint and move ourselves into position. Good left hand there from Indongo. Or to be fair to Indongo, I see he's been doing the same thing round after round after round. He's been bringing the right hook into play a little bit more. He really has got that Manny Pacquiao in and out movement about him, but he's just lankier. That's it. He's got the long arms. So Manny Pacquiao, if he had long arms and tall, he'd look very much like Indongo. Of course, Manny Pacquiao's not black, but you get my point. This is definitely last show Burns' headlining. I don't know what Sims. First of all, I don't know what possessed him to take this fight. I don't know the ins and outs, but it's the style's been all wrong for Ricky tonight, to be honest. I don't know if there's a rematch clause in the contract. Oh, that right hand over the top. Burns took that flush. Good shot from Burns. Right, straight right hand. That was a good shot. What does he do? That's another left hand over the top. Yeah, but come on, mate. I don't want to see your shoulder roll now. A good combination in from Burns. Burns on the ropes now. And Indongo gives him back something in return. It's all right. You want it? I'm coming for you. So Indongo hits him with a straight right hand. Another straight right hand. Straight right hand. Burns backs up again. I'll tell you what this is like. This fight is like a guy with a water pistol, and then a guy with not blanks, but with bullets. And so Burns throws his water pistols, end the round. Burns slumps back to the corner again. Just make it to 12 rounds, it seems. Just make it 12 rounds. One more round to go. Just make it last round, mate. Make it one more round, mate. And yeah, mate, make it 12 rounds. Just make it 12 rounds, mate. Don't worry, mate. Make it 12 rounds. And yeah, it's all right, mate. It's all right. No, you just you know, you're looking all right, mate. You're okay. You're fine. You know, you're all right, mate. Jesus. I mean, what is that guy being paid to do? I mean, I don't understand what the game plan. What was the game plan? Like, where was the variations, right? Where was the double jab? Where was step around the left hand? Do you know what I mean? Where was the right hand left hook combination? Where was the feint and let Indongo throw and hitting the right hand over the top? What you do with a guy like Indongo, you've got to make him feel uncomfortable throwing the left hand. You see, when Hamed fought Barrera, good example. Barrera made straight away with his right hand. He let Hamed feel his right hand. So anytime Hamed decided to throw that left hand, Barrera was there with a straight right hand. The principle is to stop the southpaw throwing the left hand and getting confident with the left hand. You got to make him hesitant. But Burns hasn't done that. Straight left hand from Indongo, round 11. Burns, you're looking to get yourself knocked out, son. I swear. You just look off balance. Indongo chasing again. Burns backing up against the ropes. There we go again. Burns, like he fought from the first round, he's gone back to that again. I'll tell you something for Ricky Burns, though. He's got excellent footwork in terms of getting himself out of trouble. But he's got terrible football getting himself into trouble. Good combination there from Indongo going to the body. ripping 3-4 body shots to Indongo on the ropes. To Burns on the ropes. The man I thought would be throwing body shots was Burns. The guy who threw the body shots was Indongo. So the dog has shown to be variation now. He's throwing nice body shots. Straight left hand to the body now. Straight left hand to the body again from Indongo. Indongo looks fresh. Good straight left hand again. What is Burns? I don't understand. I mean, when Burns is doing pad work, he just comes forward, just stumbles. He's like, Burns looks like a man like on Saturday night, completely drunk, trying to throw punches coming forward. I mean, he's like, is this guy meant to be a professional world champion? And I don't get it. There are amateurs who set their punches up together better. I mean, it just tells you something, doesn't it? That Burns can be a world champion, right? Headlining in Scotland and being, I would say, embarrassed tonight. And Indongo straight left hand to the body. Again, he's just throwing one left hand all the time to the body. Now a right hand and a left hand. Burns, to me, is a bouncing punching bag. That's what it is. And Indongo is putting his shots together. Burns is holding. He's a bouncing punching bag tonight. He doesn't have to worry about anything Burns throws back, because when Burns, even when Burns throws a straight right hand, he's not throwing it with any balance. He's over stretching when he throws the straight left hand. He's not throwing many shots cleanly. So Burns is bouncing back and forth. I mean, I want to know, in the gym, he's got great footwork. Is that a shot? No, Burns is up. It's looked like a knockdown, but I don't think it is. Ended around. I don't understand it. What have they worked at in the gym with Burns? I'm not being disrespectful here, right? But what has Burns worked at in the gym? I mean, he seems to have good footwork moving round from side to side, in and out. He seems to have that good footwork to get himself out of trouble. But he doesn't seem to have the footwork to get himself into positions to be successful. So if he could got his footwork to work either around the left hand or around the right hand, he's trying going straight through the middle. Okay, you've gone straight down through the middle. You keep getting hit with straight left hand. Let's move towards the guy's left hand. Let's try and slip under the guy's left hand and come back with something else our own. Let's try and slip to the guy's right hand. Let's give him some different looks. Let's double up a jab. Let's throw a right hand left hook combination. Let's do something different. But oh no. You see, that's what happens when you do all this pad work and you stand in front with the pads and you throw your combinations all night long, right? And you look great. Dave Caldwell has given it 99, 110 to Indongo. And for those who don't understand quite what that means, it's a shutout to Indongo. It's a unanimous point decision looking at the moment. Unless Burns can land the knockout punch now, Burns falls to the canvas again for the second time in 2 rounds. Normally a sign of fatigue or somebody just desperately trying to get a knockout but can't put it together. If Indongo gets himself knocked out now, he deserves it, because, I mean, he shouldn't be getting knocked out at this stage. When you've controlled the fight so well, you've just dominated in terms of reach, in ring mastery. You've been a master in the ring tonight. And I've said Indongo's done the same thing all night long. And to be fair, he hasn't had to do anything else. He's just done the same thing all night long with the vulnerabilities there as well. Combination there from Ricky Burns again. But it's just scrappy. Oh, again, Burns goes down. Are these knockdowns or are these pushes? That's 2 times Burns has been down in this round. Good left hand again from Indongo. And Burns, like he was in round 1, on the outside, now flicks out a jab. Left hand over the top from... See, he's very much like Manny Pacquiao. I keep saying it. Not bouncing as much now, Indongo. Obviously, he's 12th round. I just don't think... I mean, somebody mentioned about Indongo's Crawford. I don't see Indongo beating Crawford because he beat Burns. I mean, I don't see Indongo beating Crawford. I think Crawford's too strong, punches with both hands, and box orthodox and southpaw. So Crawford's going to give him something else to look at. But as for Ricky Burns, he can kiss goodbye to his world title. What is Burns doing? He stumbles again. 40 seconds to go. Look, just stay. Look, Ricky, just stay on your feet. You're not winning this fight, mate. Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet and just stay on your feet, son. That's what you have to do. Stay on your feet. Don't try and do anything silly now. Stay on your feet. Go to points. And unless this is a very dodgy scoring, Indongo's taking Burns' belt home. I don't know who decided to make the matchmaking for this fight. But, oh, what a left hand from Indongo! Flush! Ricky Burns took that. Indongo's team jump in the ring and sort of celebrate. The Scottish fans are clapping their hands, and they are knowledgeable enough to understand that Ricky Burns has not won this fight. Do you know what? Dave Cole was called it 108, 120 to 108 in terms of Indongo not around. Burns has won. When I say this is a daylight robbery, and what I mean by that is that it's happened right in front of your face. That Indongo has been able to come to this country and just do the bare minimum and win a fight. The bare minimum. The bare minimum. I mean, Indongo didn't do anything fantastic. He did the same thing. Burns comes in, straight left hand. Burns comes in, straight left hand. At no point did Burns give Indongo anything else to look at. Burns actually raised his glove, embarrassing. Well done, Indongo. If Indongo loses any more than 3 rounds, it's disgraceful. Colworth's been excellent tonight. Indongo's still fresh, has stamina to go clubbing in Scotland in 10 minutes. So he has, because Burns didn't do anything. He didn't put anything, he didn't land any good body shots. Burns did absolutely nothing. He wasn't allowed to. But then again, I asked the question, what were they doing in training camp? They must watch Indongo moving back and forth. It's funny. Indongo now is in the corner going through the moves with his trainer. They're doing pad work with his hands. It's funny. Shows you how much energy this guy's got. I mean, if you're going to go for the strategy of trying to slow the guy down in the second half of the fight, you've got to have calculated that you're actually going to be able to land shots on the guy. I mean, there was hardly any body shots. How are you going to slow the guy down? What, just by putting your hands up and running around the ring? Surely it would have tired you out more running away from the guy. Right. Just waiting for the decision here. Go on then. Call it a draw. Call it a draw. Go on. Call it a draw. We need some controversy in the UK. Call it a draw. Go on. Give Ricky that rematch. Come on. Repeat or revenge. Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it so we can have something to moan about afterwards. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it. Taking too long to make this decision. Come on. Do it. I have something to rant about afterwards. Come on. Do it. Give him a draw. So something like 112, 140, 112, something like that. Scorecards like that. And then Eddie Hearn will say, he just, Indongo just did it, just nicked it. I think that definitely needs a rematch. No, Eddie. It doesn't deserve a rematch. Here we go. What's going on? What's going on here? Indongo has won it. The rightful man has won it. He must have thought, bloody hell, that was easy. I just came over. I just, look at Eddie's face. Look at him. What are you clapping like that for? What are you looking over and clapping like that for? Your man got soundly beaten. Soundly beaten. I mean, when people talk about trainers, what was the strategy? What are you looking shocked for? What was the strategy? The guy who's hitting you with your left hand from the first round, what was your strategy? Great win for Indongo. Can't knock him. He did exactly what he needs to do, and he'll be a threat in the division for sure. I mean, he's got some pop in that left hand, but he also has pop in the right hand. He hits hard enough. And my advice to anybody who fights Indongo, do not be in the end of that left hand, because he makes a 71.5-inch reach advantage count. That's one thing he does have. And his footwork, balance in and out, is very nice. I'm not sure about Indongo in terms of how he deals with a guy who can punch accurately and can put him on the back foot. Crawford's the kind of guy that if it's not working one way, he'll try and walk him back to the ropes. Can Indongo fight on the back foot against a guy who can actually take his shots and take him back? I don't know. But that performance tonight from Indongo is a very good performance from him. He answered some questions. But for me, 161-12. What? Can you see them giving it to Indongo on the scorecards? Absolutely. Remember the McDonald fight on the match event? Yeah, that was away in France. There were some bets on that fight, so I understand. So, yeah. What can I tell you, people? Yeah, Burns looks terrible. Ernie's going to do a runner after the final ball. No interview from him. Yeah, that was Kevin Mitchell in the ring. If that was Kevin, I'll tell you, if Kevin Mitchell was fighting fighting him tonight, we knocked him out. I can't hear what Ricky's saying. I didn't catch what he's saying.
Not the plan, but obviously the first few rounds just great. Obviously we wanted to feel each other. First couple of rounds I know he just hit, so we were just trying to obviously take his thing out of him. But then obviously the pace slowed down a bit with him. He was starting the round fast, and I just couldn't see obviously the height and reach advantage. I just couldn't get, obviously he was always just out of distance and he was catching me, or I was missing, especially in the last couple of rounds. I was falling about trying to get him. The better man was on the 9-0.
Right, as I suspected, Ricky Burns is now saying that the better man won, clearly. And he also said that he was looking, as I said, to try and get into the second half of the fight. And he realized that when he was in the second half of the fight, the guy was there to he was still there in the second half of the fight. But of course the guy's gonna be in the second half of the fight. If you ain't done nothing in the first half of the fight and you're running backwards, I never knew running backwards and not throwing punches is gonna win. Is gonna take the steam out of somebody else's legs. You're the one who's doing all the work. And Indongo made you run around the ring for 12 rounds. Like actually, literally run around the ring for 12 rounds because it was nothing constructive. He's good. He doesn't beat Crawford. So, I mean, these are fights where this is where you talk about a trainer. And what did a trainer contribute? What the hell did a trainer contribute? Absolutely jacked in his squat. I'm sorry. But trainers, I want to see a trainer show something different. There was no plan B. There was no plan B or plan C. Or even, what was plan A? We were going to wait for him to tire. Right. But you're not going to throw any punches. Okay. Right. So you've trained for X amount of weeks. How many fights has this guy Sims had in now? No disrespect to Sims. How many fights has Sims had Burns now? He's able to move back and forth, side to side. Okay, great. But you can't move yourself into position to land the punches necessary. You can't land the punch. You can't set your feet in the right position for you to land power shots. You can't set yourself, get yourself in position to land the correct shots to score in a fight. Well, that's pointless if you got footwork. So what are you doing? You're just dancing around the ring for what? A ballerina? What's the footwork for? Footwork's two things: get you into position to land shots and get you out of position when you're in trouble. Where was the double jab to set the fight up? Where was the double right hand? Where was the right hand left hook combination? When Indongo was missing, where was Burns making him miss and making him pay? Where at what point did Burns actually say, tuck up and say, well, I'm up close, I'm gonna throw some uppercuts, I'm gonna throw some left hooks to the body? Well, these are all the sort of things that people will be asking themselves questions. Yeah, well, Burns will say that he'll come again, but what more can I say? Thank you all for listening to our audio commentary of Ricky Burns versus Julius Indongo. Just before I finish, check out our channel. We've got some great interviews. We've got our exclusive interview with Errol Spence's trainer, Derek James, an exclusive interview. We're the only ones he's doing interviews with at the moment. So you'll get to hear his thoughts on Brooke, on Abel Sanchez, on Gennady Golovkin. Check it out. We also got an interview with Sam Sheedy, who's going to be fighting for the Commonwealth middleweight title, vacant title, against Rashid from Nigeria. He's the current middleweight Nigerian champion. He's coming over to Sheffield to try and upset Sheedy for the vacant title on April the 28th. Also, check out on the channel James Ali Bashir, Uncle James as well. Interview there with Uncle Bashir behind the Klitschko camp. He's the assistant trainer to Vladimir Klitschko. Check that interview out as well. Jelena Murdovic, okay, I get the name wrong, but Jelena is a unified world champion, 8-time world champion, first woman to ever win the WBC title. She's the current unified champion at featherweight. Check out her interview. She's on the channel as well. And of course, we have the boss, Peter Fury. He's back talking about the Joseph Parker fight with Hughie Fury. And I questioned him to the hilt about his condition, his mental state, and what they think it takes to become a world champion. So that's us from BWTM. Keep checking the channel out. Please keep subscribing. We'll be back for more. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Have a great night and keep your hands up. We're out. Take care.